that is the perfect spot, perfect way to start this video. We are back with a 4Runner, and let's just say I think everybody, no matter what car, should tint your windows. So this was just kind of random. Today we actually got the 5th gen 4Runner and my 4Runner tinted, both of them 500 a piece. Went with the kind of the higher quality tint, I guess. Got them done at Car Toys today. They did both of the vehicles. They did the backup camera and radio on this one, and they've done stuff on the Mustang prior, so I have prior experience with them. Plus they are a small business. I never had any issues with them, and what is very convenient is they're like 5-6 minutes from my house, so that makes it very, very convenient to do both. They knocked both out. Awesome, great. And what was really cool is I went there yesterday, or actually I called yesterday and was like, hey, just, you know, trying to get a quote on getting, because there's another 4Runner that wants, somebody that we know wants to get theirs tinted, and they're like, yeah, just actually you can bring both of them by tomorrow, and I'll knock both of them out. So tremendous job. I'm super very happy with it. The Mustang will be going there next week to get the radio and backup camera done on that, and then probably later in the month or October I'm gonna get that back window replaced in the Mustang, and maybe that passenger side window, not sure yet, but that car will be getting tinted as well, and it's probably gonna be, I guess, as dark as this, I don't know. So we're probably gonna go with this. It was, I think it's 35 in the back, 20 in the front. Mine's a little darker than the 5th gen, the way I wanted the windows. So the front did not get done. I didn't want the front done. I want to, apparently they can't pull you over for tint in the state of Virginia, but they can still write you the ticket. Say if you have, like, you know, something else going on, they can pull you for that. And if you have legal tint, or illegal tint, I mean, they can ticket you for that. So it's like 80 bucks or something. I've never really honestly had an issue. Maybe once years ago with the Mustang, but all that tint's removed, and that was, you know, crap yes tint anyways. And likely for this vehicle to get pulled versus the Mustang, honestly, they're gonna put the Mustang first. But at the same time, I feel like as clean as that car somewhat looks, it wouldn't get really pulled. But it probably just also depends on the cop or state trooper, county cop, I don't know. So knock on wood that nothing happens. But so the reason I probably waited so long to get this get the vehicle tinted, the 4Runner, it was kind of the least worries, or the least of the things that I wanted done on the vehicle. I eventually did want to get the windows done, and we made it happen. So what I'm really super pleased about, as I'm kind of walking around now and definitely checking everything out, is besides the bottom, like, turn signal side markers right here and the fog lights itself, I don't know if I'll ever, you know, get this tinted or whatever. I think they make, I'm sure somebody could put film over it or whatever, but the headlights, not that it really matters, but this, like the bug rock deflector, but the headlights, these turn signals, or I don't know, might as well be turn signals, and the tint, like the window tint, like how, I guess, like dark it is, flows super well with these taillights. So we're gonna put on the new taillights here. Maybe, I think next week is what I'm going to work on, but it kind of just lines up and matches with the vehicle. It flows real nice. The car is kind of like not a super, it's not like a dark color, it's not a light color, it's kind of an in-between with a, I guess this would be a gray, but I love it. Overall, I think every vehicle, you should tint your windows, not to where it's like, you know, dark limo tint or whatever, but this looks probably, you know, it's pretty dark probably in the camera, but I can still see in there if I look really close up. But it also, you know, it protects, I guess, from during the summertime, it keeps the car a little cooler as well. I have leather seats, so this kind of doesn't really do anything, but, you know, it has its perks, I guess, but in all honesty, it's just makes the vehicle look better in my opinion. So we're gonna dive a little more into this video. So definitely with the tint, and I took everyone's advice that's been commenting on some of the things that I should do to the 4Runner to take care of things, since I've already been building it and taking care of a lot of the stuff anyways, like the valve covers, did that last year. You know, some of the hoses, like back there, radiator hose, upper and lower, with the Mishimoto kit, You can find that on mishimoto.com. So eventually just gonna get like hoses like this. They dry rot over time. We're gonna get those cleaned up. They have ones that are real nice looking, like a shiny black or whatever, so make the vehicle look a little better underneath, I guess, underneath the hood. Maybe look like it's taken care of more. It would be nice to actually like get somebody to detail this. I don't really want to do it, but somebody to like clean under the hood, make it look a little nicer. But starting from underneath the car, or the truck, 4Runner, whatever, lower ball joints. So I keep seeing all these posts, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. I did already receive them. I ordered OEM lower ball joints. The fail rate is a lot, it's not as high as the aftermarket ones like Moog or something, the ones that you find at like Napa and stuff. Everybody, you know, says there's one or two people who are like, go with this one. But a lot of, like, I'd say 80% of people said go with the Toyota OEM ones. That's what I did. I went ahead and found a set off eBay. It does have the part number, did come in a genuine Toyota bag that was shipped in, so each one did. So there's probably a lot of knockoffs, you know, coming from overseas or whatever, but these did come from Japan. So hopefully they're, you know, OEM, or they did a really damn good job making a knockoff. So I did order those, gonna get those put in with everything else that we're doing to this vehicle, or that I'm having done to this vehicle. So the other like big elephant in the room with this is, even though that I had the transmission, radiator, obviously putting new hoses on, the transmission flush, I guess if you want to say that, a couple months ago, maybe like 2 months ago, the fluid twice basically, because I had a bad upper radiator hose a couple months ago last year, and then this was done over the summer, so the new hoses, so this was done back in June. So it's been multiple times that the coolant system has been, you know, flushed and new coolant has been put in. But people kept saying, hey, this radiator is like getting that green tint or whatever. I don't honestly know when the last time it was replaced, but they say, you know, when it starts getting this color, because apparently the transmission cooler takes has the same line or something, feeds through something like that, where it runs the radiator coolant too or something. I don't know the whole story behind it, but that's how this is all set up or something. So they're like, you know, you don't want that pink milkshake kind of color. I've been there with a Mustang. Now it has a different setup of that, but that was a whole story of like the transmission, I guess. Whoever I bought it from left it outside in the rain, and yeah, that completely destroyed the inside of that transmission after all that work. So, you know, I don't want to do any story or have any story like that. So I went ahead and bought a Champion radiator. And the reason I went ahead and spent a little more money, like I think it's like $100 or $120 more, instead of just getting the OEM one. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you just could have stuck with the OEM, that works. Obviously it works. Yes, it does work. Everybody said, you know, there were people out there that said, don't waste your money on the Champion one, just get the OEM one. Champion one is not worth it, even though it is pretty, you know, kick-ass radiator. It's not worth the money when the OEM does the same job. I went ahead and spent the extra money to go ahead and get the Champion, because I wanted to, you know, I have the money too. I wanted to get the best of the best. There was like the poll number, if you were to do that, the poll number was a lot higher for the Champion. Just a lot of people were like, I don't want to spend the money to get that, but if I, you know, could, or if I was looking to spend the money, I would get the Champion. So that's what I did. It was just, you know, it was on sale. It was like $100 extra. Went ahead and got it. So we have that for this. So I'm trying to take care of the vehicles. I know sometimes name brands doesn't mean the end-all be-all kind of thing. I've definitely learned that along the lines of like the Mustang, and then can't really say so much with this, because everything that I bought, I feel like I did a lot of research and, you know, looked out, read, did, you know, reviews and all that, and I haven't had a problem with anything that I've ever bought for this vehicle. And I've, you know, you got the money, I try to pay once, cry once type of deal going. So being said with that, now we can pop into the tailgate or cargo spot. We finally have everything but the LEDs that are going to go here and here. So there's this LED strip or whatever, I forgot who makes it or something, but it's going to light up the whole cargo back area, because that light, even if you put an LED, doesn't really do much. The whole kit seen like a lot of FJ Cruisers, Land Cruisers, Lexus SUV, I forgot the name of it or what model it is. They had a bunch of pictures. I've seen people with them before. Now, I'm not trying to make the vehicle, you know, ricey and all this or whatever, but at the same time, it's not a fast vehicle. It's kind of just my personal taste on it, my personal take. I use the cargo space a lot. This is the daily driver vehicle, basically. I want as much light as I can. Take this, you know, off-roading, camping and stuff. That's the whole setup for this. And it's already set up. It's going to have, you know, the aux beam light. So there's a new tail light. So like I said, that's going to flow. The tint's going to look real nice with that as well. So we already have, you know, the pods that, you know, already have the chase lights. So what's adding a little more light? Because I know there's going to be somebody that's like, oh, it looks like shit, you know. I've only had one comment ever. Somebody was just like, somebody said this thing looks ghetto or something. I was like, what? Come on now. That's ridiculous. So I think that's the wiring. So we finally received the Snowbound Customs, basically chase light. So that's gonna go. Hopefully I don't drop it, knock on wood. So this whole spoiler setup is by them. Luckily the paint matches too, because I got that painted or powder coated after, because it came as aluminum and I didn't know that you could have them powder coated. But as you can see, you got that one and that one, and this is going to be the third brake light, so it's going to sit like that. So hopefully this doesn't have to be trimmed, the spoiler. If it does, so be it. Hopefully it's done clean, but that's going to replace that third brake light. And this is going to work. So this, I believe that dot and that dot work as the brake light, and this is going to be basically another chase light setup. And I went with a clear lens because I already have the amber setup, and kind of just wanted to clean it up a little bit, you know, well, not clean it up, but like make it look a little different. I can always switch out the lens cover, I'm sure, if I really did want the amber, but if I wanted to add a little more light, I figure, you know, a clearer lens is the way to go for that. Yeah, so we're gonna try to close this. So we have, or I have, or we, I don't, yeah, whatever. There is a lot to do left to this vehicle, and that being said, only missing one thing. Hopefully it gets here next week. My appointment that I need to set up probably Monday. I think that will be here by the time that like I can drop this off. And in all honesty, I'm probably gonna have to leave the vehicle with them probably for a couple days, because it is kind of a lot of stuff to do. So kind of just, if you're new to the channel or haven't seen the previous videos, I can go run through real quick what we're gonna do. Even though I close the hood, basically there's gonna be two kind of like under the hood lights. One is gonna be set here, like underneath like the top, and then in the middle gonna have that. Gotta change out one of these because one of them don't work, and then I'm gonna change it to, I guess, that greenish yellow tint or whatever. And fog lights are gonna do that as well. The bulbs, those are simple, quick and easy, but I'm just gonna have them do it while it's there. So we're gonna go with like the OE or OG, I guess, Raptor color for the 4Runners. Just kind of switch it up a little bit. And then I have the hood mounts right here for the two pods. So they're, instead of going right here, I didn't want to, you know, have this cut and all that. I want to make it look as clean as possible. Even though it would sit right here, it's going to sit right here. Super easy. Bolt on. Both Oxedo beam kits are going to be there. Coming into side of the vehicle, we're going to have the sunglass holder removed, taken out, and then the Oxedo beam control switch, everything is gonna, so all like the buttons in right here for the off-road lights and stuff are gonna be right there. So coming around to the back of the vehicle, Snowbound Customs also did a cool little thing where I don't smoke at all. Actually never have in my life. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, so I can proudly kind of say that. They're going to remove this ashtray because I don't want people smoking in my car anyways. That is going to be turned into this little thing that they made where it allows rear passengers, or as myself, to charge an iPhone, a Samsung like Android phone, or just like I use my headphones for the gym, you know, have my Beats, and it charges like 80% in 30 minutes is what the owner of Snowbound Custom said. So I have that done, so that way, you know, if I forget to charge my headphones on the way to the gym, I can go ahead and do that. So we're gonna have that third brake chase light here. I have two other pods for the Oxydo beam, so I was talking about having them mounted on the rack right here. If anything, with this rack, there will be a full-size spare maybe one day with the same wheel tire setup right here, just there, so you know, just in case I ever have a blowout or something. So that, the trunk space light, I'm trying to think what else. Pretty much everything is just kind of lighting that's going to be done to the 4Runner. I figured that was kind of like the final thing. Oh, we're going to go back inside. The OEM mirror is going to be switched out for, I forgot the brand, but it's one of the auto dimming ones, and it tells you, I think, like the compass and the temperature outside, which was kind of nice. So went ahead and got that too, so that's going to be done as well. And I pretty much think that is it. So as like I said, basically to kind of finalize the 4Runner build being done, I think you can't have a, you know, 4Runner or Tacoma, or I guess Tundra too, without having some kind of form of off-roading light on the vehicle, even though it already has the chase lights. The retrofits are here, everything is bright, you know, it's gonna look good. It's gonna, you know, hopefully, I'm sure it'll look good. So that's gonna be that. Oh, I guess people are moving into this townhomes. How about that? And the last thing on the list, it's not something that you know, it's something that needs to be done, but I want done as well. I've been doing a lot of like YouTube video researching on what catback exhaust to run on this, since the OEM muffler is kind of already starting. It has a little cut in it to where it's kind of already starting to rust. That, you know, that's just normal. It's the OEM one. It's never been replaced from as far as I know. So the MagnaFlow kit is what I'm looking at. It's a little expensive. It's like 800 bucks, but from all the videos that I've listened to from like Flowmaster, Borla, MBRP, I think, or something, they have one called Jamo, J-A-M-O. Never really heard of it. It sounded decently good. Then I came across the MagnaFlow and I listened to like various videos, and I like the way that one sounds. It's, you know, a lot of the comments were like reviews is, you know, it sounds quiet like stock. It's a little louder than stock, obviously, but it's not droney inside the vehicle. You can talk. It's not going to be obnoxiously loud, and I don't want something that's obnoxiously loud with this, being also that it's a V6. I feel like, you know, a setup like this on a V6, it'd probably sound kind of like dog shit. I don't know. I haven't had a V6 in years with an exhaust on it, except for the 97 Mustang I had. I had the Flowmasters on that with an X-pipe, and it sounded decently good, but let's be honest, that was like one of the first vehicles I had, and at that age, you're like, anything sounds good. But, you know, coming from the Mustang to this, I'd rather the vehicle be quieter. At the same time, I want it to sound good, but not overly dramatic. You know, cold start, whatever, settles down, good to go, especially fall, cold, winter time, when it actually is cold. So yeah, that's where we're at with this. I think it's come, you know, it really looks really good with the tint, so I do highly suggest getting your windows tinted. I feel like everybody does, unless you just don't care about cars. You're like, it's just a point A to point B. But at the same time, if you're watching this channel, you're probably a car person, or following the build at some, you know, some type of level. You probably mod vehicles. So that's all I got for this video. It's pretty much a whole update on the 4Runner and what is next. So definitely can't wait for the fall season to definitely start taking this thing, you know, off-roading a little bit. Nothing serious, just a little camping here and there and hitting some trails to see how well this vehicle really does, especially with this Toyo AT3s. I feel like it's going to be a really good, fun little time, just kind of, you know, cruising around some trails where I live and stuff like that. So overall, guys, love the way it looks. Highly recommend all the mods in this vehicle that I've done and what's coming to it here shortly, and the Mustang. So subscribe for future content on both builds. There's another build coming here soon, so when I do get that, I will release and start doing content on that, since we're basically almost done with this one. and the Mustang is on its way out to being basically done as well, except for the boosted point. So just videos of that are finally, like, you know, when everything gets here. Just waiting on the front control arms for the K-member, and then I'll have video content on that. So it's gonna be a lot of content hopefully this fall and winter coming for this, and the new stuff coming. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Subscribe for future content, thumbs up for the video. Let's help the channel grow to 30K. I'll catch you later. Have a good one.